I think that people are beginning to find out that the performance-based assessment tasks prepare kids more for college, and that's really what learning in school is about, preparing you for things that you're going to do later in life, and one of those things is college. For my science performance-based assessment, I was in anatomy and physiology, and we were looking at the brain quite a lot, and one of the things we were looking at was memory. I found stuff on the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system, and a lot of that has to do with fear, so being afraid and not being afraid, and I wanted to know what effect that had on memory, so that became my question. And actually my original question was, what effect does fear have on memory? So I based my experiment off of that. I learned that it was okay to make mistakes. My whole first question was not really asking what I needed to ask, because I wasn't able to scare people. I was only able to stress them out, which are very different things. And then I also learned that it wasn't as scary to talk to a professional as I thought it would be. And that if I really knew my work well, if I really knew the things I had studied well, it was actually quite fun to be able to defend my work. It wasn't quite so scary. In the testing environment in my old school, we didn't have a lot of time to ask questions or do research, because a lot of time teachers were teaching to the test, and they would need to get to everything in just a year. We also didn't really learn the skills we needed for the real world. We learned how to take tests, we learned test-taking strategies, we retained some of the information on what we were being taught, but we didn't go outside to talk to strangers, to ask the opinions of strangers, to test them like I did in my science experiment. We didn't learn how to explain things thoroughly to whoever we were explaining them to. We just had to listen and color bubbles.